Top 10 Best Couch Co-op and Local Multiplayer Games to Play on your PS4. So you got the newest PlayStation console and want to invite your buddies, significant other, or a family member to spend some quality time playing games together. Sadly, it turns out that a huge number of games nowadays focus on the online aspect of multiplayer games, and a good old couch co-op is harder and harder to find. But have no fear, we're here to help you choose some amazing titles you can experience with your Player 2 locally on your PS4, both cooperatively and competitively, depending on what's your jam. Oh, and if you want to see our picks for the best local co-op games for platforms other than PlayStation, check out the links to the videos in the description. Without further ado, let's dive into the list. Number 10. Gran Turismo Sport. The PlayStation-exclusive racing game series, Gran Turismo, has been a major selling point for the console, at least amongst fans of fast cars and furious drivers. The newest installment, available only for PS4, does not disappoint, delivering the ultimate racing experience, best shared with your Player 2 next to you on the couch. With a huge variety of cars, locations, and game modes to choose from, as well as amazing controls and realistic car behavior, you and your friends are bound to spend long hours racing each other in split-screen mode. Number 9. Diablo III. The original Diablo was one of the first gaming experiences for many an experienced gamer, and the release of the third part of the series capitalized well on the nostalgia factor, while simultaneously being a damn good action RPG in its own rights. This installment of the series allows you to bring 4 teammates on a loot-filled hack-and-slash-a-palooza and carve your way through legions of demons that need a good sword in the guts, or whatever other vital body parts they possess. The incredibly addictive gameplay is bound to keep you and your friends hooked, and the amazing visuals will appeal to any fan of high fantasy aesthetics. Number 8. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. Described by some as basically Diablo, but with guns, the original Borderlands is the defining title of the looter-shooter genre. Shooting guns at enemies, picking up new, procedurally generated guns from their corpses, that's the basics of Borderlands, and you can share the experience with your friends by teaming up with 3 other players, creating a trigger-happy squad of gun-toting heroes. All that in a comic bookish visual style, and with a great sense of humor on top of it. Number 7. Tekken 7. The legendary fighting game series has finally released its long-awaited continuation in 2017. And boy did it deliver! Diving back into the story of the Mishima family, Tekken 7 has a pretty solid single-player campaign. But let's be honest, it's the multiplayer we're here for. You can fight other players both online and locally, and while the game is not very difficult to get into, mastering it will take you a long time. Best spent trying to beat up your low-kick spamming friend with no respect for all the complicated combos you've been practicing in the training mode. Number 6. Nex Machina. Nex Machina is a fast-paced wave shooter with some pretty innovative gameplay gimmicks and an incredibly fitting soundtrack. But what makes it truly special is its co-op mode, which requires the players to cooperate tightly and to be able to trust their partner to hold their end of the line against the copious numbers of enemies. Your characters share a life pool, and the number of enemies in co-op mode is too big for a single player to be able to cope with. So both players have to give their best if you want to have a shot at success. Number 5. Call of Duty World War II. Supporting a 2-player split screen, the most recent installment of the Call of Duty series, until Black Ops 4 comes out, is a great title for fans of the FPS genre to share, allowing you and your friend to tackle the rest of the world together. This installment goes back to the classic Call of Duty theme, bringing you back to the World War II and allowing you to shoot a bunch of Nazis. Or, if you prefer, you can dive into the zombie mood and shoot some zombie Nazis. Number 4. Overcooked. No game since Worms has made us want to strangle our Player 2, or 3, or 4 as much as Overcooked. And this one is supposed to be cooperative. Before you assemble your team, make sure that your relationship with your co-op partners is strong enough to survive the inevitable stream of abuse you will hurl at each other as you play. As a team of bumbling cooks, you will have to prepare a meal according to the recipe. Sounds easy? In theory, yes. In reality, the kitchen you work in gets progressively more chaotic, and it gets harder and harder to follow the necessary steps in the correct order. The first game has great replay value, but if you're looking for new experiences, the sequel came out in 2018, allowing you to save the world by chopping onions all over again. Number 3. Rocket League. Rocket League is the spiritual successor of a game called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars, and that basically tells you everything you need to know about it. Oh, did we mention? The jumping and flying cars you control double as a soccer, or maybe sock-car team. Also, the ball explodes. Rocket League matches can turn into real mayhem, and it's no wonder that the game became so popular so fast. It helps that the local co-op mode can host up to 4 players, and you can also invite some friends online, even if they play on a different platform than you do. If you and your friends enjoy chaotic, fast-paced, and incredibly silly games that put your spatial awareness to the test, then Rocket League is for you. Number 2. A Way Out. Unlike many of the titles on this list, A Way Out is a game created specifically with split-screen co-op in mind, and it cannot be played alone. Telling a story of 2 prisoners trying to escape from prison, the game offers a variety of possibilities to solve its different scenarios, depending on the plan you and your player 2 come up with. The goal is clear, both of you need to get out, but how you achieve that goal depends on you, and on how well you're able to cooperate. Number 1. Divinity the Original Sin and Divinity the Original Sin 2. No list about couch co-op games could be complete without the Original Sin and its sequel. While the Original Sin allowed co-op between 2 players, the sequel can host up to 4 players, though you will need at least 2 PCs, as only 2 people can play on the same one, while the other 2 connected online. The most notable thing about the Original Sin 1 and 2 is that these games are as close as a video game has ever gotten to the experience of an actual tabletop RPG, down to the inter-party dynamics and possible conflict. Your characters can disagree, and the disagreements have to be solved within the game. While both of the games feature a great story to play, the storytellers and the audience will surely be happy to discover that the second game also includes a Game Master mode, where you can craft your own custom-made campaign for your players. So that's it for our list. Are you going to choose one of the titles proposed by us for the next couch co-op session with your player 2? Or are we missing your favorite local multiplayer game? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for a regular dose of gaming inspiration.